He led from the shadows, bled for his people, and stared death in the face, all to save lives. What Captain Ibrahim Traoré did in one night left a nation speechless and almost cost him everything. When leaders send soldiers into danger, they rarely go themselves. But Captain Ibrahim Traoré isn't like most leaders. In a mission so secret, it never made the headlines. He risked his life to save others. This is the untold story of how a president became a soldier again, and almost never came back. In the early hours of a quiet morning in Ouagadougou, a classified operation unfolded that would push Burkina Faso's leader, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, to the edge of death. What was initially intended as a swift rescue of innocent hostages became one of the most dangerous missions of his military career. A mission so perilous, it nearly ended in tragedy. Few knew what was really happening behind the scenes. Intelligence sources had confirmed the presence of foreign and local hostages being held in a remote compound near the tri-border area, an infamous hotspot for terrorist activity. The captors were linked to a heavily armed extremist faction with alleged external support, possibly tied to foreign mercenaries operating under a hidden agenda. The situation was escalating by the hour, and the government's options were rapidly shrinking. But instead of delegating the mission, Traoré made a stunning decision. He would lead the rescue operation himself. His advisors were stunned. This wasn't just risky, it was unprecedented. No president or transitional leader in recent memory had volunteered to step into a live hostage situation. But to Traoré, this was about principle. These weren't just citizens, they were mothers, children, and elders. Innocent lives, and he would not stand by while they remained in chains. Under cover of darkness, Traoré and an elite team of commandos set out toward the enemy stronghold. Equipped with minimal gear to avoid detection and operating under strict radio silence, they moved in total silence. Every step was shadowed by danger. Drones provided limited intel due to thick forest cover, and ground communication was disrupted by jamming signals suspected to be deployed by the captors themselves. At 3:42 a.m., the team encountered their first contact. A brief exchange of gunfire confirmed what they feared. This was no ordinary hostage cell. The captors were trained, coordinated, and possibly equipped with foreign-grade weaponry. What followed was a heart-stopping gunfight that lasted nearly 20 minutes. Amid the chaos, Traoré took a direct hit to his upper left arm. Bloodied but conscious, he continued issuing commands, refusing evacuation. As the team breached the final door, they found 14 hostages, chained, dehydrated, but alive. The look in their eyes said it all. Hope had returned. The commandos quickly secured the perimeter, treated the wounded, and prepared for extraction. But time was slipping away. Reinforcements for the captors were reportedly en route, and the window to escape was closing fast. A makeshift medevac was coordinated. Traoré, weakened and pale from blood loss, insisted on being the last to leave. He helped lift an injured child into the chopper before collapsing from exhaustion. The mission had taken everything from him: strength, blood, and nearly his life. But the hostages were free. News of the operation was kept classified for hours to ensure the safety of survivors and military personnel. When it was finally released, the reaction was electric. Across Burkina Faso and beyond, people flooded the streets in praise, chanting Traoré's name, not as a president, but as a hero who led from the front. For many, this wasn't just a military operation, it was a symbol of a new kind of leadership, one built on courage, sacrifice, and personal accountability. Medical reports later confirmed that the bullet missed a major artery by mere millimeters. A few centimeters in the wrong direction, and Burkina Faso could have lost its leader that night. Traoré was discharged after several days of treatment, returning to duty with a bandaged arm and an even firmer resolve. What happened that night has become legend. A secret mission, a fearless leader, and a narrow escape from death. But for Traoré, it was never about glory. It was about the people, those whose lives hang in the balance, and the duty to protect them at all costs. He could have stayed safe behind walls and guards. Instead, he chose the front line and almost paid the ultimate price. Captain Traoré's mission wasn't just a rescue, it was a message. Real leaders fight for their people, even when it means facing death. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful truths the world needs to hear.